When the day ends and everything finally becomes quiet, many people experience the opposite of peace. Instead of rest, the mind begins racing. Thoughts replay events, worries for tomorrow rise, and emotions that were buried during the day surface in the silence of the night. For many Christians, nighttime is unexpectedly one of the most vulnerable moments, spiritually and emotionally. That's why building a biblical bedtime routine can transform not only your sleep, but also your emotional and mental well-being. In the next few minutes, I am going to guide you through a simple but powerful 5-minute practice you can do before going to bed. Built entirely on scripture and spiritual grounding, this routine is designed to calm your thoughts, release anxiety, and invite God's peace into your mind and heart. Before beginning the routine itself, I want you to understand why this works. During the day, our minds absorb stress, responsibilities, unresolved conversations, failures, and even silent fears we don't speak out loud. If not processed, they follow us into sleep, causing mental restlessness, insomnia, nightmares, and emotional exhaustion. Scripture teaches that peace is not merely the absence of noise. Peace is the presence of God. In John chapter 14, verse 27, Jesus says, "Peace I leave with you, my peace I give you. I do not give to you as the world gives." When you intentionally invite God's peace at night, your sleep becomes spiritually protected, mentally restored, and emotionally grounded. So what is the routine? The first step is intentional breathing with scripture reflection. Sit on your bed, close your eyes gently, and take a slow, deep breath. As you inhale, imagine taking in God's presence, and as you exhale, release all anxious thoughts, negative energy, and tension. Pair your breathing with a short biblical statement, like "The Lord is my peace," or "God holds tomorrow." This simple practice anchors your thoughts on truth and breaks the cycle of overthinking before sleep. The second step is release control through prayer. One of the biggest reasons people can't sleep is because they feel the need to mentally plan, predict, or control the future. Instead of replaying your worries, verbalize them in prayer. You don't need a long, dramatic moment. Just speak honestly. Tell God, "I surrender this to you." Naming each concern, prayer externalizes fear, shrinking its power over your mind. Philippians chapter 4 verse 6 teaches, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in everything, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." This invitation to surrender before bed is spiritually powerful and psychologically calming. The third step is gratitude reflection. Gratitude shifts mental focus away from fear and toward God's faithfulness. Quickly list 3 specific things from your day, no matter how small, for which you are grateful. Gratitude rewires your mind away from worry and strengthens trust in God's care. Studies even show that gratitude before bed improves sleep quality, quiets emotional turbulence, and reduces nighttime stress. Spiritually, gratitude opens the heart to God's presence and reaffirms His sovereignty. The fourth step is internal scripture meditation. Choose one verse and repeat it slowly, mentally or verbally, letting each word sink into your spirit. Instead of scrolling your phone or thinking endlessly, allow scripture to become the final voice your mind hears before sleep. Psalm 4 verse 8 says, "In peace I will both lie down and sleep. For you alone, Lord, make me dwell in safety." Meditating on scripture at night reframes mental patterns, invites divine peace, and silences internal noise. After completing these 4 steps, breathing, surrendering in prayer, gratitude, reflection, and scripture meditation, you're ready to lie down in peace. You don't need perfection or intensity. What matters is consistency. When practiced daily, even for 5 minutes at night, this routine teaches your mind that the end of the day is a time for release, not anxiety. Night becomes a sacred space where you meet God in stillness, and He restores your heart, thoughts, and emotions. Over time, this routine forms a spiritual and mental habit. When stress rises at night, instead of anxiety taking control, your mind will instinctively turn to prayer, scripture, and surrender. You train your brain toward peace rather than panic, toward trust rather than control. And through this practice, sleep becomes healing rather than tormenting. Tonight, try this 5-minute biblical routine before bed. Close your eyes, breathe deeply with scripture, surrender your worry in prayer, reflect in gratitude, and meditate on a verse. Let your final thoughts of the day be centered on God's promises rather than your problems. Trust that while you sleep, God is still working. He never rests, He never loses control, and His peace is stronger than your fears. Tomorrow will bring new challenges, But tonight, allow your mind and heart to rest in the presence of God. Breathe, surrender, give thanks, meditate, and sleep in peace. Because when you adopt this biblical rhythm of rest, your nights become a sanctuary of healing, and your mornings begin with renewed strength, clarity, and hope.